Welcome to another breathing exercise video. This one's going to give you the basics of how to do the Wim Hof method, specifically around the breathing so you can get the most out of it. Before we start, there's a couple of things you should know. Number one, you need to make sure that you've checked with your doctor before you start any type of exercising program, and a breathing exercise program is no different from that. So make sure you do that. A couple of things that help me. Normally I go out in nature, and I'll show you a picture of what that looks like, my spot that I go to every morning. And I lay down in an area that's nice and next to nature. I can hear the birds. It's a great experience. Today I'm going to be sitting up here in a area that's comfortable. I'm in an uprighted seated position, but if you're just starting out, I recommend that you lay down. In fact, I've been doing this now for about 12 weeks, and typically I like to lay down because I feel like I get the most out of it. I can breathe the deepest I can. In addition to the breathing exercises itself, I use a oxygen meter that measures both my heart rate and the oxygen saturation of my blood. That lets me know how my blood's doing. Typically I'm 94, 95 under normal conditions when I'm breathing, just naturally. And when I do the Wim Hof method, it goes all the way up to 99 during the breathing exercises. And then during the hold periods, I can see it drop all the way down by the 4th or 5th round down into the 20 area. And this is allowing all of the oxygen to come out of your blood and the CO2 to rise so that you get good oxygen exchange at the end of that cycle. Then of course you replenish it with the next round that you go through. Before you begin, you should always relax. Make sure you get your heart rate down as low as possible because that's going to be best for you. So just kind of go into it with the right mental attitude by relaxing, feeling where those pressure points are in your body and releasing them. I tend to carry stress in my neck, so I concentrate on releasing that, and on my legs. As soon as you've gone through that part, we actually start the real rounds. The real rounds will start off with us breathing to the cadence of the music. Now I've got all types of videos that are out there, and those videos will allow you to select the one that works best with you for how fast or how slow you like to breathe. For anyone that's a beginner, I suggest starting the breathing exercises and the mantras extremely slowly. That helps you get the most out of it that you can, and it doesn't allow you to hyperventilate at any one point in time. So, moving on into those 2-minute breathing exercises, here's how you want to do it. I'm going to give you an example right now. So, at the start, I'm going to tell you during the session to breathe in, and then I'm going to tell you to breathe out. And when you breathe in, I want you to breathe in as deep as you can, all the way in, fill the lungs from the belly to the chest and in the back. This will allow your lungs to fully expand. If you expand the stomach as much as you can and your belly as much as you can, you'll get a lot more air into your lungs, which means a lot more oxygen in your lungs. Breathing through your nose is best. However, if you can't do that because you're stuffed up, go ahead and do it through your mouth. You'll get more out of it through the nose, but you still get really good benefits breathing out of your mouth. So when I do go into the first 2 minutes, I'm going to go and do it like this. I'm going to ask you to breathe in. I'm expanding my chest, I'm expanding my stomach, and then I'm going to ask you to breathe out. And at this point, I just want you to relax. And you'll notice I'm doing a cadence, and that cadence is going to go to the music. When I breathe all the way in, I'm breathing as deep as I can. When I'm breathing out, I'm just relaxing. I'm not pushing the breath out at this point. Towards the end of the 2 minutes, I'm going to come in and say, are you ready for your last 2 breaths? These last 2 breaths are a little bit different. I want to breathe in as deep as you can, and then we want to push all the air out. And then you want to breathe all the way in again and push all the way out again. And the importance of this is to get those last 2 deep breaths before the hold. On that last breath that we push out, we're just going to now hold, and we'll go from 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes depending on the video that you've chosen. And again, beginners, I would recommend you start with the 1.5 minute breathing hold. If at any point in that time you actually get uncomfortable, it's okay to take a breath. Just go ahead and take a breath, deep as you can, hold it for 10 seconds, release it, and try to join us back in the hold. It's important not to push during any of these phases. Your body needs to work up to this, so as you start to become uncomfortable, release the breath or breathe in. Do what you need to do so that you feel comfortable going through these exercises, because I want you to keep this up because I've got a lot of benefits from it. Okay, at the end of that cycle, once you've done those 2 last breaths and now we've gone into that whole period, at the end of the whole period, I'm going to ask you guys to take another deep breath. And at that point, you take the deepest breath you can and you hold on to it for 20 seconds. At this point, you're going to feel tingling in your hands, especially as the rounds progress. Maybe in your feet, maybe in your lungs. Maybe you feel a little bit lightheaded in the head. That's okay. All of this is natural. Some people get hot, start to sweat because you're using a lot of muscles to expand those lungs, and all of that's perfectly natural. So at the end, I'm going to ask you to take the deepest breath you can at the end of the whole period and hold it for 20 seconds. And then I will ask you to release it, and you will release it over a 7-second period. So it looks like this. We're coming up on the last 2 breaths. I want you to take them as deep as you can. Okay, we're in the hold period. Holding for the 1.5 minutes. At the end of the last 10 seconds, I'm going to say, okay, are you ready to breathe in? 10 seconds left to go. And at that point, you will breathe in, deep as you can. You will hold it, and then you will release it after the 20 seconds. At this point, you're going to feel relaxation going over your whole body. You may feel tingling increasing, etc. And then the whole process then repeats again. So I hope you find this interesting. I hope you find it beneficial. Keep it up. Try to do it every day. The more you do it, the longer the whole period's going to get, the more benefits you're going to get at the blood and pushed all the way down to the capillaries, and you're going to increase your cardiovascular system capacity. For me personally, I had a lung injury, and I've been able to get my lung capacity up by 1.1 liters over a 8-week, 10-week period. I've also been able to lower my resting heart rate from what used to be 65 to 68 when I'm relaxing, all the way down to 54. Sometimes if I really concentrate on it first thing in the morning, I haven't eaten anything, I really concentrated, I can get it into 48, 49, but I tend not to be able to hold it there. So again, all good benefits from me, and I wanted to share this with everybody. I hope you get the same benefits. So happy health, and let's get stuck into it.